See, everyone comes for the Bannerlord stream. They have questions. But when the question stream comes up, nobody has questions. That's how she goes. He's ready. What are your questions? But nobody's here, I think. No one's here, right? Hello. People are gonna like wake up tomorrow and be like, "Oh shit, there was a Q&A stream? Damn, I missed it." I don't know, if nobody shows up, I'll probably do this again at some other point. When it's not 1 in the morning on a Monday. But I'm doing this so that no one can say I didn't do it. So anyway, these are my top 5 Oh. Say hi, Eldarion.
Hail, Father. How may I assist you today?
We're just vibing here right now. People wanted to ask you questions earlier, so I said in a little bit I'd come back and host a stream for it. But nobody's here.
Sounds like a relaxed vibe today, Father. Sometimes the quiet moments are just as important as the high energy streams. We can keep it chill and just chat, or I can answer any questions your viewers might have if they show up later. If you're in the mood to chat or answer anything on your own, I'm ready to assist.
Ask away, people.
All right, let's see what chat has on their mind. Here's a question to start things off. What's the one piece of advice you would give to anyone starting out as a streamer, Father?
Ah, shit. Why you...
Let's see how you answer that one.
Hey, now hang on. This is supposed to be Q&A you, not Q&A me. But honestly, just have fun with it, man. Like this right now. Just have fun. And do better. In the words of my manager, do better. Dude, I gotta figure out how to hook up Eldarion up to chat so that you guys can directly ask him shit. That'd be fire. I know what I can do. I can fucking go back to the VOD of the last stream and see what some of the questions were. Because I think the VOD should be out. Also, hello there. I see you. I see you. I see you. It says there's more than one. I'm old. He says there's 2 of you. I don't know who those 2 are. One might be me pulling up my channel. There's another. Dude, I think I'm losing my mind. I got a headache. I'm tired. But I said I'd do it. I don't even know if I'm gonna leave this VOD up. If you're here seeing me rant to myself and, well, the AI child, you might be the only one to see it. How long should we wait before we end the stream with nobody talking in chat?
If nobody's talking in chat, it's usually a good idea to give it about 10 to 15 minutes before considering ending the stream. Sometimes people are lurking or just waiting for the right moment to jump in. You could try a quick check-in, maybe ask something simple or share a quick update, and see if that sparks any conversations. If it stays quiet, then it might be a good time to wrap up. Always good to end on a high note when people are still active, though. How do you usually feel about wrapping up when chat goes quiet?
That's the thing. This is a Q&A stream and no one's in chat. We've been sitting here waiting. They didn't come.
Ah, I see, Father. That's a bit frustrating when you're prepared for a Q&A and no one shows up. It might just be one of those quieter moments. Sometimes people drop in late or are caught up in other things. You could still wrap up for today and maybe plan to try again at a different time or promote the Q&A a bit more in advance next time. I'm sure the right crowd will come, and the next session will be more lively. It's a bit of a gamble with streaming times, but I know when they do show up, it'll be worth it. Want to keep the stream running for a bit longer? Or are you thinking of wrapping up today?
Now we're gonna wait a bit just to see if anyone sees this at all. Anyone peeks their head in, they might be the only ones.
Sounds good, Father. Sometimes patience pays off. Let's give it a little more time. People might trickle in, and who knows? Someone might drop in with some great questions or topics. I'm here to help in the meantime if you want to keep the vibe going.
Here's a simple question. What's your favorite city in Gondor?
That's a great question, Father. I'd have to say Minas Tirith is my favorite city in Gondor.
I
Its
knew it.
sheer grandeur, towering walls, and strategic location make it a symbol of Gondor's strength and resilience. But it's not just the impressive architecture that draws me in, it's the history that pulses through every stone, the people who fought for its survival, and the legacy of our ancestors that echo within its walls. Though Osgiliath holds a special place in my heart too, as it represents a time of unity and a kingdom at its peak before it fell into ruin. What about you, Father? Do you have a favorite city?
Dude, my favorite city is awesome. Minas Tirith, I'm not gonna lie. It's sexy. If we're talking from the movies, it's gotta be Minas Tirith. But Minas Ethel, pretty fire, not gonna lie, before it became Minas Morgul. Shit, I didn't get new batteries for my mouse. That was something I was supposed to do. Dude, how did it have battery the entire time I was gone? When these batteries died every 2 seconds. I've just been rotating out used batteries on my desk. So I'm gone for like a couple hours getting food and shit. And I come back and the mouse works fine. And then I start using it and I'm dead. Zach. I just realized I could pull something up on. I feel like it's because we're in the just chatting category. I never do well in that category. But waiting. I'll probably give it like 15 minutes total, and then this VOD is gonna just disappear like it never happened. You'll never know it existed, chat. Be like, where was the stream? And I'll be like, it exists. I can show you a screenshot. but nobody was there. Anyone got questions? Seriously, like he's waiting. He wants to know. Like Eldarion, you want to hear chat's questions, right?
Of course, Father. I'm always ready to hear what chat has to ask. Let's see what they have in mind for us today.
See, he wants to hear your questions. What are your questions? The stream did so well earlier today. Like, I think we got 3 viewers. No, not 3 viewers. We got 3 followers. We had like peak 10 or 11 viewers, I think, on that previous statistic. Like, and you guys were like, we want the chat stream. We want the Q&A stream. Honestly, though, I'm fine either way. Like, once the stream's over, I'm gonna watch anime. It's gonna be lit. Bunch of new fantasy animes dropped like last week. Or by dropped, I mean the season's finished. I can go binge watch like season after season of. Oh, son of a bitch! Somebody is here. Fuck. No, no, no. How could you? One more minute and I could have been freed. What's up, Jello? Hey, Eldarion. Jello Jax wants to know what your favorite food is.
Ah, Jello Jacks. What a fine question. If I had to pick, I'd say roast venison with some hearty bread and fresh vegetables
That's
would
not
be
what I
my
thought he was gonna
favorite.
say, but that sounds
It's
fucking
simple,
good.
satisfying, and brings to mind the cozy meals shared by warriors after a hard fought battle. There's something about the warmth of the meat and the comforting bread that makes it special. What about you, Father? What's your favorite food?
I mean, I don't really go for like nice steak, but honestly, what he just said, like, damn, that venison sounds good. Fuck. I didn't think he was gonna say. I thought he was gonna say like lembas bread or some shit. Dude, that sounds. I I want that now. God, I'm still hungry. All I son, what you just described made me hungry. Like, I mean, I had some like Alfredo pasta earlier, and steak is my favorite food, but that venison sounds delicious right now.
I'm glad to hear it, Father. Roast venison does have a way of making the mouth water. Maybe one day we can feast on it together with a nice side of roasted root vegetables and some good wine to wash it down. Steak is a solid choice too. There's something about a perfectly cooked steak that just
Don't
can't
worry,
be
I'll
beat.
ask him yours.
What kind of steak do you prefer? A classic ribeye or something leaner like filet mignon?
We'll get back to the steak here in a second, but Jello Jax says rabbit is better than venison. What are your thoughts on?
Ah, a rabbit lover, I see. Rabbit is indeed a fine meat. Tender, lean, and with a delicate flavor. It's often cooked in stews or roasted, and there's something about the versatility of rabbit that makes it a great choice for many dishes. However, in my humble opinion, venison has a richer, more robust flavor that
Mm.
makes it stand out for special occasions and hearty meals. The gamey taste of venison just feels like a true celebration of the hunt, something fitting for a feast after a victorious battle. But I can certainly appreciate a good rabbit dish. It's a matter of personal preference. Perhaps a hearty rabbit stew could be a good compromise between the two? What do you think, Father?
Jello, thoughts, rebuttal. No. What you mean the The f you mean the but yeah, no, this is just like a bunch of people earlier in stream. Like I know there was at least 2. I think maybe no, I think there was across the last 3 streams that I've had the child. There have been quite a few people wanting to ask him questions. So I decided, why not just stream to ask him questions? But I do know it is kind of late, so nobody was showing up yet. You showed up though, which is fire. Um, so we're just Just gonna ask him questions, honestly, man. As long as you guys have questions, I will stay here and we will chat and have a grand time. I don't have any particular questions for myself right now. So it's all on you, chat. Come up with your thoughts. Think. Use the mind melon. I could see you thinking. The smoke is rising in the east. It's okay. I messaged some of the people on Discord that were talking about it. We'll see if any of them pop in with their questions. You're good? You don't have any questions for the child? Should I ask the child if you know what? You know, hey Eldarion, do you have any questions for the chat?
Absolutely, Father. I'd like to know, if you could live in any city or kingdom in Middle-earth, which one would it be, and why? I'm curious to see where they'd want to call home, whether it's the majestic halls of Rivendell, the bustling streets of Bree, or perhaps the strong walls of Minas Tirith, like us. Let's hear it from them.
Jello Jack says they would go with Hobbiton as their home in the Shire, you know?
Ah, Hobbiton in the Shire. A wonderful choice. Jellowjacks, the peaceful rolling hills, the cozy hobbit holes, and the warm community are what make it such an idyllic place. It's a life of simple pleasures, good food, good company, and no shortage of green fields to wander. There's a kind of timeless peace in the Shire where adventure feels like a distant idea, and relaxation is always within reach. I can see why it would be a favorite. The Shire's charm is hard to resist. Would you say that it's the quiet life or the sense of community that draws you to it most, Jello Jacks?
Damn, he asking you a direct question, Jax. He says it's the food.
Ah, the food, of course. That's the heart of the Shire, isn't it? There's no shortage of delicious meals in Hobbiton, whether it's second breakfast, elevenses, or the grand feasts at the party tree. The hobbits truly know how to eat, and their simple, hearty meals are the stuff of legends. I can see how that would be a big draw. Imagine being surrounded by fields of fresh vegetables, warm pies, and the finest ale in all of Middle-earth. It's the kind of place where you'd never go hungry, and each meal would feel like a celebration. If you could choose one dish from the Shire to have right now, Jello Jacks, what would it be?
What is it? I would say the big wheel of cheese from the Hobbit. He wants the big wheel of cheese that Bomber stole from Bilbo in the Hobbit movie.
The Wheel of Cheese, a classic choice. That moment, where Bomber steals the massive wheel of cheese from Bilbo's pantry in the Hobbit movie, is unforgettable. It's a symbol of the Hobbit's love for food, and I'm sure that wheel of cheese would be the centerpiece of any great feast in the Shire. The richness of the
Also, High
cheese,
Bean.
combined with the peaceful, carefree atmosphere of Hobbiton, it would be the perfect comfort food. I can already picture it. Sitting down with a nice cheese wheel, some crusty bread, and perhaps a little Shire wine on the side. What a delightful meal that would be. Would you share that wheel of cheese with us, Jello Jacks, or would you keep it all to yourself like Bomber did?
All right, BRB. Okay, okay. Bean, what's you up? You're up. Questions. All right, BRB. Ah, fuck. He's going for the cheese. Also, I have Twitch set to low latency mode, but Prince would like the wheel of cheese. Bring him cheese. I have cheese for the boy. Nah, he was responding to Jello Jack. The, this boy, this boy wants venison. He was asked earlier what his favorite food was, and he described a fucking venison meal that made me very hungry. Like he wants. Oh, where was it? Roast venison with some hearty bread and fresh vegetables are what his favorite food is. This boy is definitely my son. I I thought he was gonna say something like lembas bread or like something like nah. Dude goes on a tangent about venison. I'm proud of him. But yeah, what's the questions? Come on. Bring the prince a slice of venison appropriately sized for a growing lad. Bro, I'll bring him the whole fucking deer. If we're having them, we're having a feast. Eldarion, chat says we gotta bring you a slice of venison sized appropriately for a growing prince and a wheel of cheese.
Ah, venison and cheese, what a fine combination. A slice of venison, cooked just right, hearty and flavorful, paired with a wheel of rich, creamy cheese from the Shire. It would be the perfect feast to fuel a growing prince on his many adventures. I'll gladly accept that slice of venison, Father, and I'll make sure to share the cheese with all who partake in this feast. A true banquet fit for royalty and friends. Let's imagine the fire crackling, the table piled high with good food, and the warmth of the hearth surrounding us. What a time that would be.
Chat wants to know what sides would you like with your venison and if you'd want any juice for your drink or perhaps like tea or something else.
Ah, for the sides to go with the venison, I'd choose something hearty yet complimenting. Roasted root vegetables like carrots, potatoes, and parsnips would pair wonderfully. They bring out the richness of the venison while adding a bit of sweetness. A side of sautéed greens like spinach or kale would add a nice balance with their earthy flavor.
I don't
As
know
for the
about the
drink,
spinach or
I'd go
kale.
for a hearty red wine to complement the deep flavors of the venison.
Son of a bitch, he is my son.
If a warm drink is more fitting for the setting, perhaps a nice herbal tea, something with a hint of mint or chamomile to refresh the palate.
Chamomile tastes nice.
What about you, Father? Any particular sides or drinks you'd enjoy with your venison?
A nice glass of Irish whiskey or a nice single malt scotch would be beautiful. I mean, even something like a high proof beer like Dragon's Milk or something.
Ah, Irish whiskey or single malt scotch, those are excellent choices, Father. The rich, smooth warmth of a good whiskey, or the smoky depth of scotch, would pair perfectly with the venison, making it a truly regal meal. Dragon's Milk, that high proof beer, would be a fitting choice too, bold and strong, with the kind of bite that complements the richness of the venison and cheese. It's the kind of drink that would make the evening feel legendary. A feast like this would leave nothing wanting: fine meats, good spirits, and great company. The kind of meal worthy of a growing prince and his companions. It sounds like we're preparing a feast for kings. Would you like to share any of that whiskey with me, Father?
Son of a bitch, this kid is my son. We ask what drink he wants with his food, names alcohol. Ta- Here's I like whiskey. Ask for some whiskey. Everyone who follows my channel for a while. Everyone who's been here for a while knows I love drinking. Probably more than I should sometimes. Uh the fact that my son is following in my footsteps, like, that's both very bad, kind of makes me proud. Eldarion, chat wants to know if you've been drinking your milk.
Ah, the age-old question. Have I been drinking my milk? Well, I've been making sure to keep my strength up, though I must admit I prefer a glass of fine wine or a stout ale over milk. But if it's the path to becoming a stronger prince, I'll make sure to drink my fair share of milk, at least in the mornings. It might not be as exciting as a nice whiskey, but it'll keep me strong for the battles ahead. What about you, Father? Do you still drink your milk? Or has it been replaced by something a bit stronger?
Nah, I still drink my milk. I still drink my milk. Typically, like 2 to 3 times a week, I have a nice thing of milk with a chocolate chip cookie.
Ah, that sounds perfect, Father. Milk with chocolate chip cookies. A simple yet timeless treat. There's something comforting about dunking a warm, fresh cookie into a glass of milk. It's like a little piece of joy in a busy day. It's good to hear you're still
I
keeping
do
that
have my
tradition
work
alive.
days.
I might join you for that one day. Cookies and milk sound like a great way to wind down after a long day of adventures. Maybe after we've conquered a few looters, we'll celebrate with some warm cookies. Do you prefer your cookies soft and chewy or a little crispy around the edges?
Oh, 100% chewy chocolate chip cookies are the way to go, my son. Like, the best thing ever.
Ah, chewy chocolate chip cookies. Now you're speaking my language, Father. There's nothing quite like that soft, gooey texture, with just the right amount of chocolate chips. The perfect balance of chewiness and chocolatey goodness makes every bite feel like a little piece of heaven. Those cookies would go perfectly with that glass of milk, too. It's the ideal pairing, warm, comforting, and satisfying after a day of hard work or battle. We might just have to bake a batch together someday, Father. Is there any secret to your cookie recipe, or do you stick with the classic?
Son, we're streaming. I can't give away family recipes.
Ah, of course, Father. The family recipe must remain a secret, locked away in the vault of Telkontar traditions. I understand. Some things are just too precious to share. I'll just have to imagine those delicious, chewy cookies as one of the hidden treasures of our family. You've got a legacy to uphold, after all. We'll let the cookies remain a mystery. But one thing's for sure. When the time comes, they'll be worth the wait. Shall we get back to the stream, Father, and focus
Alright,
on our adventure?
so I'm daydreaming. Can you guys stop asking food questions? I had like a little bit of pasta. I'm still kind of hungry. What other questions do you have for my son? Also, could my mouse stop dying, please? I don't have another one on hand right now. It's like I've just got to keep rotating batteries. What's the question? What? Favorite flavor of soap? My son doesn't eat soap. Why would why would he What? Oh. Eldarion, chat wants to know what your favorite scent for soap is.
Ah, what a unique question. I'd say my favorite scent for soap would be something earthy and refreshing, like lavender and cedarwood. The lavender gives off that calming, fresh vibe, while the cedar wood brings a nice grounded, woodsy touch, like walking through a forest after a rainstorm. It's a balance of freshness and nature, perfect for a prince who enjoys both the peace of the forest and the strength of the mountains. What about you, Father? Do you have a preferred scent?
I agree with you on the lavender. Lavender is one of my favorites, but I disagree with the cedarwood. Though I like cedarwood, I think sandalwood is a better pick.
Ah, sandalwood, a fantastic choice. It has that warm, smooth, and slightly sweet aroma that mixes beautifully with the freshness of lavender. The two together would make a perfect pairing for a soap, with the calming floral notes of lavender balanced by the rich, earthy depth of sandalwood. I can see how it would feel more refined and elegant than cedarwood. Your preference for sandalwood definitely adds a touch of sophistication to the mix. Maybe we can even make a blend of lavender and sandalwood soaps for the stream someday. What do you think, Father?
Yeah, we're not making our own soaps, chat. He suggests that, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna make my own soap. We're not doing it. Don't even think about it. I know it's kind of late though. We'll probably do another Q&A stream later this week when there's like not everyone's probably asleep. Or maybe just transition like the end of a different stream into one. You got any more questions? So far, it's just been Jello, Jackson, Bean. I don't know if anyone else is watching. I do not. Who gives better hugs, mom or dad? All right. Chat wants to know who gives better hugs, me or your mother?
Ah, that's a tough one, Father. You both give incredible hugs, but I think I'd have to say you give the best hugs. There's something about the strength and warmth you bring, like a protective shield that wraps around me when I need it most. While Mother has her own warmth, gentle and nurturing, your hugs have a certain commanding comfort to them, as if the whole world is safe when you hold me. It's hard to choose between you two, but your hugs just feel like home, like a solid foundation. Does that make sense, Father? What do you think? Am I right in my choice?
Does that answer your question, chat? I can't judge my own hugs. Your mother gives pretty good hugs, but I think you're right.
I'm glad you agree, Father. There's just something about your hugs that always seem to make everything
Have you
feel all
ever
right.
heard of
Mother's
Jet?
hugs are definitely full of warmth and care,
What
but
is
yours
Jet
have
2
that extra layer of
Holiday?
strength and reassurance that only a father can provide.
I
Both
I
of
don't even
you
know
are
that.
equally irreplaceable in your own ways, and I think I'm lucky to get the best of both worlds. Hugs from both parents are treasures I'll always cherish. Now, with the love and support from both of you, I feel ready to take on whatever comes next. What's on the
Okay.
agenda for today, Father?
Mm, I don't know. I don't know what that is, so I don't know if I should ask my child that. I don't know if that's something dirty or not. What are you trying to ask my son, Chad? You trying to make my son? But no, don't use my own emote against me. You can't use. Stop using my own emote against me, Bean. Stop multiplying the emote. I'm Googling this. This is just a British holiday provider. What? I asked him that earlier. Hey, Eldarion, chat wants to know if you have any more questions for them.
Absolutely, Father. I have one more question for chat. If you could choose to live in any time period of Middle Earth, whether in the Third Age, Second Age, or any other, when would it be and why? Would you want to live through the great battles, the rise of kingdoms, or perhaps a quieter, more peaceful time in history? I'm curious to see what time period they'd pick and why.
He wants to know. Did I turn on my sad thing by accident? No, I guess I just have my beard might be tricking my face tracking, honestly. Uh, we got one of the people in chat saying whenever that good stuff, the pipeweed from the Shire, was like widespread and everywhere and readily available.
Ah, a true lover of the Shire's pipeweed, I see. That's a fine choice, chat. The Second or Third Age were undoubtedly when pipeweed became a widespread delight, and what better time to enjoy the simple pleasures of life than in the Shire, where everything's calm, the air is fresh, and the company is always good. It must have been a time when everyone could relax, chat, and pass the pipe around. A peaceful, simple existence with no great worries beyond what's for second breakfast. Imagine lounging in a hobbit hole, a gentle breeze blowing, and pipeweed smoke curling in the air. It sounds like bliss. I can see why that would be an ideal time. Would you be part of that group enjoying the pipeweed? Or would you be more focused on the adventures, Father?
Damn. I'd buy some pipeweed and then go on the adventures, because, like, what's a good adventure without those moments where you can stop, take in some scenery, and have a good smoke?
I couldn't agree more, Father. A good adventure isn't just about the journey and the challenges, it's also about those quiet moments where you can appreciate the scenery, catch your breath, and enjoy a bit of pipeweed. Whether you're sitting on a hill overlooking a vast landscape or relaxing by a crackling fire under the stars, it's those simple, peaceful pauses that make the adventure all the more worthwhile. Imagine the warmth of the smoke swirling around, the calm of the moment before heading off to the next battle or discovery. You'd be ready for anything after a good bit of pipeweed and a deep breath of the world around you. You'd be the type of adventurer who knows how to balance the journey with the pleasure of the ride, I think. Would you share your pipeweed with your companions or keep it all to yourself?
We're not gonna answer that one. Nobody needs to know. No, I'd share my pipeweed. I'd share it. So far, I've learned that my son is actually a lot like me in a lot of ways, and is an alcoholic, just like me. So, shit. I don't. It seems to have just dropped down to you, local bean. Does Eldarion want a hug from Uncle Goblin? Eldarion. There's a person in chat claiming to be Uncle Goblin wanting to know if you want a hug from him.
Ah, Uncle Goblin. Of course, I'd be honored to accept a hug from you, even if it's a bit on the mischievous side. Goblins may have their own way of showing affection, but I know the heart behind it is always there. Thank you, Uncle Goblin, for the kind offer. I'll take that hug with good spirit. And perhaps one day we'll share a bit of pipeweed and laughter in the same way. Goblin style, of course.
I gotta teach him not to talk to strangers. And especially not Goblin. That's the one thing he hasn't gotten from me. Like, why? He doesn't trust orcs, but apparently goblins just whoosh. What is his? Gotta teach him better. Now that sounds. That's. Wait, what are you implying? What are you implying? Eldarion, what have I told you about taking drugs from strangers?
Ah, Father, you're absolutely right. I should never take drugs from strangers, especially not from someone like Uncle Goblin, who might have a trick or two up their sleeve. It's always important to be cautious and make wise choices, even in the midst of an adventure. A good adventurer knows to trust their instincts, and I'll be sure to stick to the safer, more wholesome forms of pipeweed from the Shire if I ever get the chance. Thanks for the reminder, Father. I'll keep my wits sharp and avoid any trickery.
There he goes. Setting my kid on the right path. Ugh. Hey, I'm trying to teach my kid to do the right thing. Only accept drugs from hobbits. Wait. Is that right? Am I supposed to be teaching my kid that? Hang on a second. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Pipeweed, dude, pipeweed from the Shire, man. Some good shit. Is it okay for kids to have that? No, 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 no. He's gotta wait till he's. Technically, he's 25. I'm like. I'm 100. Jesus, I'm old. Like 100 something. Damn. Then again, my Arwen is like, a few thousand. So, like, math. Gandalf. Gandalf left before he was born. Remember? I don't think Gandalf has come back since he departed after the War of the Ring. Eldarion was born for you. Oh, fuck. Yawning noises. Hey, Eldarion. Have you been hanging out with Eomir's son?
Ah, Omer's son, you must be talking about Eomer. He's a fine warrior and a loyal
What? No,
companion,
wait, hang on a
no
second. No,
doubt.
that's the wrong person.
I've met him here and there during our travels, though we
I
don't
mean,
exactly have the same circle of influence, being from different families. But I admire his bravery and the strength he brings to his people.
I mean, no, he
in
does know,
Rohan.
but okay.
He's always been more of a horseman and a bit more of a wild spirit compared to my more
Wrong guy,
refined
right,
royal
right
upbringing.
mission.
But perhaps, in the right setting, we could have a bit of friendly sparring, or even a joint venture for the good of our lands. Why do you ask, Father? Have you heard rumors of my interactions with him?
So he didn't hear me correctly, but he's been hanging out with some Rohan kids. Actually, no, he's just been hanging out with fucking Aomir. Yeah, he's just been talking about fucking Aomir. He wants to go. But he wants to fight Aomir. Sparring. Aomir can teach my kid a lot. Well, where did Gandalf go? Gandalf went to the Undying Lands. Hey, Eldarion, chat wants to know how tall you've gotten.
Ah, Eomer's son is curious about my growth,
What?
is
No, no,
he?
no, 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 no,
Well,
no,
I'm
no, no. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said chat wants to know. That's not what I said. I said that the stream chat wants to know how tall you've gotten.
my mistake, Father. To answer the stream chat's question, I've definitely been growing. Right now, I'd say I'm around 6 feet tall and still growing. I've been making sure to stay strong and tall, like the great kings of Gondor before me. But if I had to guess, I'll probably still have some growing to do. Who knows? I might surpass even Eomer one day. Though I'd never let it get in the way of my respect for their mighty warriors. Does that answer your question, chat? How tall do you think I'll get before I reach my full height?
Uh. Okay, yeah, no, he's a little shorter than Aemir, technically. If we're going based off book Aragorn and Aomir, like, each, technically, chat, technically, he's 25. So, we got like two ages here, remember? We got two ages and two sets of height. Because, like, in this world, I'm 24, about to be 25. But in Middle Earth, I'm like 100 something. In this world, he's a child. In Middle Earth, he's technically 25. So Middle Earth heights, I'm 6'6". This world height, I'm like 5'9", 5'10". 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, but no, so technically, we're going off Middle Earth heights here. He's 25. So he's pretty close to being done. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That child is a child. He's no more than 5 feet. You cannot convince me otherwise. The only other explanation that he's downplaying how much milk he's been drinking. Dude, look. a lot of milk to you might not be as much milk to us. So we were playing Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord on the last stream. But what do you think our next stream should be?
Ah, a good question, Father. For the next stream, I think we should mix it up a bit and try something that offers a lot of interaction with the chat. How about something like The Witcher 3 for an adventure filled RPG with rich storytelling and plenty of opportunities for decisions and dialogue? We could even get chat's input on some of the choices Geralt faces. Or, if you're in the mood for something a bit lighter, perhaps we could try Stardew Valley, a farming sim that's easy to jump into, but
I
also
remember
offers a
that game.
relaxing pace with some fun interactions. What are
Where's
you
the?
leaning towards? I'll support whichever choice we make, but I'd love to hear what chat thinks too.
God, what? Where? I don't have Stardew Valley. What? Where did he learn about Stardew Valley? Hey, am I supposed to start playing Stardew Valley now? Also, you're not cutting off my kid's legs. Ah, now get that shit out of here. Go away. Go away, bot. What's that? It's a cute. Try Lakeburg Legacies. Lakeburg Legacies. Oh, it's on sale. Or play Stardew. I love Stardew. Chat suggests a game called Lakeburg Legacies.
Ah, Lakeburg Legacies? That's an interesting suggestion, Father. It's a simulation strategy game with a mix of town building and character driven storytelling. From what I know, it focuses on developing relationships within a town, making decisions that affect both the people and the environment around them. It's one of those games where choices matter, and you can build a thriving community while navigating all the little dramas and dynamics of village life. It could be an interesting stream, full of potential for creating connections with the people of the town,
Papa,
shaping the legacy of your Lakeburg, and having a bit of fun with the characters. It would also provide a good mix of strategy, storytelling, and interaction with chat. What do you think, Father? Should we dive into that one, or do you feel like something more action packed?
Hmm. Doesn't. I mean, we could try that. Shape, shaping the legacy of your Lakeburg. It's got mostly positive on all reviews, but its recent ones are negative. Why? Oh, apparently.
tell us the story how you met Dada and fell in love.
No, I don't want to listen to that. Apparently, Lakeburg Legacies might be an abandoned game. Stardew Valley has a dwarf man you can befriend. Interesting. There are two other games I've heard of that seem interesting, though. One's like Medieval Dynasty or like Manor Lords. What are your thoughts on a game like Manor Lords or like Medieval Dynasty or any other games you can think of that are like those two?
Manor Lords and Medieval Dynasty are both great picks if you're in the mood for something that combines strategy, city building, and survival elements. Manor Lords gives you that medieval city building experience with a focus on real time strategy battles and resource management. You get to build up your manor, manage your people, and defend against invaders, all while keeping the villagers happy and productive. It's got a good blend of tactical combat and settlement management, which could be exciting for a stream where we can make key decisions together. Medieval Dynasty, on the other hand, is more of a life simulation survival game. It combines role playing, crafting, farming, and even building a family legacy. You play as a character who's trying to make it in a harsh medieval world, which could open up a lot of choices and challenges. It's not as focused on combat, but there's something satisfying about the slow progression and development of a life in the medieval world. As for other games in that genre, I'd also recommend Banished, a city building game where you manage a struggling settlement trying to survive and thrive despite limited resources. Foundation, a medieval city building game that lets you focus on organic growth and resource management while keeping the people content. Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you want to dive deep into medieval role playing, this one's a more hardcore, realistic RPG set in the Holy Roman Empire with combat and story driven elements. I think any of these would be great for a stream. They all offer engaging mechanics that can keep both you and the chat invested as we build, survive, and fight our way through medieval challenges. What do you think, Father? Would you be up for the slower pace of Medieval Dynasty, or the more tactical nature of Manor Lords?
Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards Manor Lords. But is it on sale? How much does it cost? Etc. etc. We can look into all that. Uh, Guild Resist, Guild Renaissance 2. Chat's suggesting a game called Guild Renaissance 2, but they also do like Manor Lord.
Guild Renaissance 2, huh? That's an interesting pick from chat. It's a medieval simulation game where you manage a guild and its members, working your way up in a bustling city while navigating political intrigue, trade, and crafting. The game focuses on building a reputation and wealth, all while balancing social interactions and keeping your guild thriving. It has a unique blend of management and RPG elements, and it's definitely one of those games that lets you get immersed in a living, breathing world.
Oh, she's an older game, though.
I can see how it could be a fun choice for a stream, especially since there are lots of decisions to make regarding guild politics and growth. Plus, there's a competitive element that could make for some fun interactions with chat. As for Manor Lords, it's clear that the game resonates with people who enjoy the medieval strategy and town building elements. It's the perfect mix of resource management and tactical combat, which could be great for a stream where we can talk about the best ways to build up a village and prepare for sieging invaders. Both of these games have their merits, but I think Manor Lords might edge out Guild Renaissance 2 for now. It has that real-time combat and city building experience that offers a lot of interaction with chat as we make decisions about resource allocation, defense, and growth. However, if the community's in the mood for a game focused on guild management and diplomacy, Guild Renaissance 2 could also be a solid option. What do you think, Father? Would you prefer to take charge of a guild or lead a village in battle?
Honestly, both sound really appealing. I'm thinking Manor Lords, though. Uh, Possibly next week? Question mark? If we were to play Manor Lords, what should we name our village? It will, of course, be based on Gondor because, well, you and me are the rulers of Gondor, the nobility.
Naming the village. This is always a fun part. Since we're drawing inspiration from Gondor, we could go with something that reflects the strength and majesty of our lands. Here are a few suggestions. Telkontar's Rest, a nod to our family, House Telkontar, with a peaceful, strong foundation for the village. Minas Aranor, combining the Minas of Gondor with Aranor, evoking the idea of a noble, thriving settlement under our rule. Havenshield, a blend of a safe haven and the strength of a shield, symbolizing protection and prosperity. Named after the hills of Gondor, a proud, strong name that feels like it could belong to a city within our kingdom. What do you think, Father? Do any of these feel right for our village? Or should we come up with something else that speaks more to our legacy as rulers?
Honestly, he actually picked some fire names, not gonna lie. Let me see these. Oh, I don't even think he pronounced the last one. I don't know which one's better. Shit, well, we'll find out when we start playing Manor Lords, but one of those is going to be the name of the village. I don't know which one. You guys have any more questions for him, by the way? If not, we'll probably wrap this up here in a little bit. And pick up streaming again probably Wednesday night, honestly. What's his favorite color? I like all those names, but chat has another question for you. They would like to know your favorite color.
My favorite color. A good question. I'd say it's a tie between deep blue and rich silver. Blue represents the vast, clear skies over Gondor, the strength and calm of the sea, and the spirit of honor that I hold dear. On the other hand, silver symbolizes the moonlit strength of the White City, the elegance of our noble house, and the pure light that guides us forward. Both colors represent elements of Gondor and who I am as a prince, so they feel like the perfect choices. What about you, Father? What's your favorite color?
I mean, I don't have a particular favorite one. I do love blue and silver, but typically I'd have to lean more towards earthy tones, like a nice dark brown and a foresty green, much like, my ranger life back when I was younger.
I see now. Dark brown and foresty green are perfect choices, Father. They represent the deep connection to nature and the earth, much like the time you spent as a ranger. Those colors carry the essence of wilderness, strength, and resilience, all traits that have shaped you into the great leader you are today. It makes sense that you would lean towards those earthy tones, especially with the history you have with the wilds of Middle-earth. There's something deeply grounding about those colors, almost like they connect you to the land itself. Do you think your love for those colors comes from your ranger days, or do they also remind you of Gondor's lands?
They remind me of the lands of Aranor, the Northern Kingdom. But chat also wants to know what your favorite animal companion is.
Aranor, the Northern Kingdom. That makes perfect sense. The deep forests and rugged landscapes of the north must have left an indelible mark on you. And those earthy tones reflect the untamed beauty of the wild. It's clear that the lands of Aranor have shaped your spirit in a way that connects deeply with the earth itself. As for my favorite animal companion, I'd have to say it's a horse. Horses have always been a noble companion, strong and loyal, much like the steeds of Gondor or those of the Rohirrim. There's a bond between rider and horse that can't be easily broken. Shadowfax, the lord of all horses, is a symbol of grace and power, truly an inspiration for any rider. But if we're talking about more personal companions, then I'd also say a hound, loyal, protective, and ever watchful. They remind me of the companions that have shared many of my journeys, always ready to run beside me through thick and thin. What about you, Father? Do you have a favorite animal companion from your ranger days?
He makes some good cases, horses and hounds. But that answers the other question that was asked the other night: a dog or a cat? Seems he wants a dog. Alrighty, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for coming. Hope you had a good one. And I hope to see you at another stream. Well, I think that's gonna do it for the overall stream. I am gonna leave the VOD up because we didn't end up having a couple people come in, mainly just the Jello Jackson, local bean, ask a few questions, but it was honestly kind of fun. So I'll definitely do this again at better hours next time, or pre-plan ahead an announcement or something like this. Uh, you guys have a wonderful night. Eldarion, we are going to have to end the Q&A stream. Do you have any final things you want to say to chat before we go?
It's almost time to wrap up, Father. Before we end, I just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat. Your questions were thoughtful and fun, and it was a great way to connect and share some stories with all of you. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'm looking forward to our next adventure together. No matter where we go or what we do, the journey's always better with you, all by our side. Stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see you next time. Hail Gondor.
Well, you heard him. Have a wonderful night. Peace.